Hey, welcome back to Copperhead Customs and welcome back to a new episode. Today, we might have a crack on this, do something on this today, on the 1940 Chevy. I'm not sure what they call this one, Chevy something or other. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Go down there, have a look. We've only got a couple episodes on that. This is the other one we're building. Well, we've got a lot that we're building, but this is the other one that we're concentrating on. So go check this one out. It's 1939 Bedford. We're building for $5,000. 27 episodes on that. What we decided we're doing, we're going to build this one here for $5,000 as well. So, quick rundown on it. 1940 Chev. We bought it. We haven't really touched it. We've done a little bit of patina blend. We're going to leave it. We're not going to paint it. We're going to leave the patina. We've got a jag front and rear. They're not put in yet. They're just sitting in there. We basically haven't touched this. All we've done is we've thrown a bit of paint on here. And we threw some undercoat. Let's open the boot up while we're talking malarkey. Oh, yeah, there we go. We threw some undercoat in there. So what I'm going to do definitely today is I'm going to paint this grey. Put some grey paint in there just with the brush. What we may look at, we've got all these parts here. So, background on the car. It was left outside for 2 years, and all the parts, which were mainly all refurbished, are all rusted and full of it. So, here's some of the stuff we've been working on. So, we've got to go through and clean all this stuff out. I don't know, we're not going to do all that today, because it'll be there for 6 months. But, we will do a little bit of that. Basically, the plan on this build is to get it back on the road. Okay? We've got a little motor we're going to put in it. Little 6-cylinder. To make a $5,000 budget. We're not painting it. We're not chopping it. We're not doing any of that malarkey on it. We're just going to get it back driving down the street. That's the plan. So, you say, what are we going to do? We are going to look at taking the seats out of it. So we can have a look at the floor. We've also got to inox all our hinges better. We've got some rust over the floor there. So we're going to actually chop that out quickly. I might even see what I've got laying around, if I can quickly plate that up. If I've got anything strong enough. The front's pretty good. So what we may do, though, I think, is we may throw some paint in the floor. We might paint the floor out once we get these seats out, if we can get these seats out. When the seats are out, we're going to give them a really good scrub and clean and soften them and rejuvenate them. They're actually not bad. Original leather. It's actually pretty nice. So we're going to try to get them out. Hopefully there's no horrible spiders under there. We'll give it a clean out underneath. And we'll check the floors out properly. Yeah. Don't know how much we'll achieve. Don't know how enthralling this one will be. But I just wanted a little break up from this beauty. I've been working hard on this the last few weeks. And I just thought I'd just mix it up and give you the video on this one. And it gives me a day off of that. And that way you don't burn out. See, that's what you do. You see, you have a few on the go, then you don't get burnt out on the projects. So this one here is only a week or two away from driving down the street and being, well, it will be 95% completed. It will be completed to the point where it's a running driver. It will come back in the shed occasionally to have other jobs done to finalise it 100%. But this one we are making budget on quite easily. Here's all the parts for him. So we've still got stuff to make. But this one will be a challenge, but I was thinking about it the other night. And as long as we don't run into any big snags, I actually think we can pull this off. I really think we can pull this off. So we've got $2,000 down for our purchase price for this. And we've got $500 for our motor gearbox. And I think I've got a steering column which will be $300. So we're basically at $2,800 on this car as it sits with a steering column in it and a motor in it. So we've got $2,200 basically left to play with to try to make that a running driving car. So anyway, enough dribbling. You'll find that, and if you're new, if you're new, go down there, check us out, do all the good stuff. Big shout out to all the subscribers who have subscribed, who are commenting. We're growing, guys. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Like I've said before, this isn't a job. This is like a video diary for me for when I'm old, and also hopefully we can inspire. Even if I inspire one of you, but we can inspire people to get off their backsides, get in the freaking shed, and have a crack at building something. And instead of sitting there kicking your cat around and whinging about what you haven't got, I was just looking up there because I'm checking if it's a snake. Instead of whinging about what you haven't got, is to get off your backside and get in the shed and create it. And this proves you don't need 50 grand to do it. That's what we're here to show you, that you can do it on the cheap. All right, so there's no excuse for any of yous that you can't do it, because we're not working with hoists and flash, all this flash stuff. We're working with hand tools. I've got a lot of them, but yeah, just hand tools, a welder, a set of jack stands, stuff that most of yous have. No plasma cutters, no flash machinery, just basic hand tools. Hey, it can be done. You got to use this thing a bit. You got to do some research. You know, if you don't know how to do something, you got to do it. So on this one, we'll have a crack. We're going to have a crack. All right. Anyway, there's some ramble. Hopefully all that made sense. Let's go get some work done. Reaper. Oh yeah, and before you say something, I went and had a freaking haircut and a shave. No laughing. Reaper. Back. So yeah, you just see me slap a coat of paint in there, drop your thoughts down. So what was on there before was direct to metal, direct to rust type, kill rust, paint, primer. You can paint straight over rust, straight over metal, whatever, right? And that was the red. Then we've given it a coat of the grey. We'll give it another coat. As you can see, there's still a few little pieces there. We'll give it another coat later. So drop your thoughts on whether you like the grey better or not, but there is a bit of a theme here I'm going, as we do have a little bit of a, right, you can see the car, right here, the food in my brain process. The car was this yellowy creamy colour, which is, you know, whatever. Which is what I've tried to replicate on the back here, a bit of that, yeah. Now there was, if you go back to the very start, you'll see we had body repairs done here, so that's why, and the boot was red in primer. We had grey primer here, we had grey primer on the sides and stuff, yeah, so you can see here some grey. Right, so I just thought maybe we'll keep a bit of grey going through the whole car, so I thought we'd throw some grey in there. That was my thought process. Just want to, you know, we're just going to paint the boot out. Whether we put a piece of carpet in there, I don't know. I do have a tiny little hole there. I'm just going to seam seal it. You can see these little blotches here. Let's zoom in there. See those little, that's not me, that's not my paint. That's, see all those patches? They're all rust holes, and someone's brazed them over with the oxy. We're just going to seam seal that little tiny hole. I'm not really fussed with it. I'm not cutting the floor out or nothing. So, yeah, I think we'll give that another coat, and that's what we'll do with that. Whether I throw a mat in there or not, I don't know. But at least it looks, it's one colour, looks fairly neat, I think. Drop your comments whether you liked it better in the red primer or in the grey. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to do this grey. We'll do the same in the floor here, I think. So now I'll just come over here. I'll quickly off camera and just have a little look-ski. The back seat just popped straight up. You can see there it wasn't even bolted in. There's 2 bolts here. It wasn't done up. So yeah, we've got to get in there and we'll vacuum all this crap out. And we'll have a look at the underneath there and give that a bit of a clean up. You can see here, this is what the interior looked like. And all I did was pressure clean it. So yeah, we'll get that seat out. We'll give that some rejuvenation. We may look at pulling the back bit out and stuff as well. I'm not really... Oh yeah, look, here we go. Let's pull this out on camera. Whoa! What the hell? There you go. The freak is all that shit? Found an ant's nest for a start. Alright, let's get the vacuum onto that real quick, eh? What the fuck is all that? Alright, wait a minute. I'm stopping. I'm gonna go. I'll sit you up. I'll sit you up here. I'm gonna quickly get the vacuum and... Alright, wait a minute. Well, that was interesting. There was some crap there. Right, we're going to go get some bug spray, because there's still ants coming out of it. They're inside that little hole there, I think. There's a little another nest. We had flying ants, we got all sorts. I'm going to have to go empty that vacuum in the trailer. Man, it's just such a disappointment. This car was so close. The parcel shelf's not gone, but it is so close to being gone. So I'm going to have to go get a scraper. I'm going to scrape all that flaking metal off. Hopefully it's okay. We don't have to cut it out. The back there looks pretty good. That back piece. This isn't too bad. This is, see, it's just starting to flake up. So we'll scrape all that. We'll hit that with our Kill Rust primer. This floor here, I think it will be salvageable. I don't know, it's bad there, but hopefully we can get away with that. We'll do the same to that. We'll scrape the hell out of it, and we will we'll get some primer into that. Over there, of course, we've got to go. It goes a little bit into the tunnel there. Yeah, so we're going to have to cut that like about there, pretty much all the way. We're going to have to do that. So that's the one piece we're definitely going to have to do. I think the rest of this we'll be able to save. But yeah, we quickly got all of that out, and I'm glad we actually came in here, because we had a bit of a infestation happening. Now we've still got to get this out. I think it's only held in with 2 bolts, so we'll get that one out in a minute. First I'm going to go get some, see the ants here still kicking around. So yeah, I think they're coming out of that hole. So we'll go get some bug spray now. Then I'll give it a scrape, and we'll give it another vacuum. We'll get the front seat out. Then we'll come and we'll vacuum the undersides of our panels. Now we've got this, we've got to clean all this leather up. Now that's our parcel shelf. So there wasn't a real lot of that left, is there? Look at that, that's our parcel shelf wood. So we need to find a little piece of plywood. I've got to think about what I've got. I don't know if I've got anything. Weird old mate up the street. See what he's got. Look over here to the rubbish trailer. You'll see I've always got a trailer that I just keep to take the dump. I just throw me crap on, and then when it's full, I'll take it to the dump. So anyway, we'll let's get the back of these seats vacuumed out, and we'll bug spray the hell out of them and vacuum all the nests or whatever that were in there. Same with all of these pieces. I think we'll clean all these up. We'll see what I can find for that piece of parcel shelf, and I think we'll get in here and we'll get this all, like I said, we'll get this all vacuumed, and we'll get some of that red primer through there to start with. Then well, that won't dry in this video, so we'll just try to get all the floor red primed, I think. And while we're here, we may cut the hole out. We may cut that while I'm being messy. Before I prime it, we'll cut that hole, and we'll go from there. This will be enjoyable, this one, I think. This is going to be an enjoyable car to build. I think it's going to be a real enjoyable car to build. So basically, once we've cleaned this up and done that floor, we're ready to start. Basically, we're ready to start reassembling this. So what we've got is, we'll hit it with a rust converter first. Proper rust converter to stop it in its tracks. Okay, all the metal will stop any rust in there in its tracks. So we've used that on, we used it on the chassis of this, and we've used it on quite a few things. So we stop it in its tracks, boom. Then when that's all dried, my camera's weird angles because of my tripod's all bent up stupid. Once that's all dried, then we'll put the red primer, direct to metal, direct to rust primer on it, and then I think we'll do the same. I reckon we'll either squirt it around in the grey, or we'll throw some black in the inside. I'm not quite sure yet what we'll do with the colour. Drop your comments. Should we paint this black or grey? This may get a piece of carpet in it later when we're finished, I think. I may throw a piece of carpet in this one or something. I'm considering putting a piece of carpet in this. So anyway, we're going to make door cards too later on, eventually. I'll show you. There'll be two things. I'll show you one, how to sew, and two, I'll show you some little secrets, a couple little secrets. So yeah. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go get some bug spray from inside and try to kill this infestation, and then empty me vacuum. So, see I'm sweating. So I think last time we checked in we found the ant nest. Anyway, so we vacuumed all of that up. We got the seats out, the door cards out, or the rear bits out. We vacuumed and vacuumed and vacuumed. We scraped the roof up. We scraped all the floor, all the flaking rust. We scraped. Took the parcel shelf out. Yeah, so we got all of the seats out. So they're all over there. So we're going to go give them a vacuum in a minute and give them a clean. We just chopped section out there. We've still got a bit more chopping to do. We've got to take the top of that little C channel. It's like a C channel underneath. So we just got to take the top of that off, grind that out, and then a little bit of grinding on the edge. And we can start looking at putting a repair piece in there. We'll have to basically make a template slightly bigger, and I'll take my mates and we'll put the we'll put them in it. The little strengthener things, the little what do you call them? A little roll. We'll put a little roll like we did on the bonnet of the Bedford. Put a couple of them in to reinforce it. So what I'm thinking. What else did we do? We got the air conditioner, got the aircon working, and then I had a little, we're on the other side here, I'll show you, the actual speaker stereo and the speaker cover was really rusty and flaky, and so I gave it a little, basically touched it, and look how bad it was, it put a hole straight through it. So we're going to do something with this. I'm not quite sure what the plan is with this, but because it's all rough and horrid, so I don't want to leave it. So I think we'll actually end up sanding that. We'll probably give that a coat of paint, I think. I'm not quite sure, but we've got to do something with this. And now we've got a big dirty hole. So, yeah, I don't know. We might get a little piece of a sign or something, I'm thinking maybe. So anyway, what I want to show you is this thing must have been phenomenal in its day. I don't know if you can check that out, eh? So there's like wood grain painted into this, and have a look what was underneath that piece that I just showed you. Have a look. This must have been beautiful, this car in its day. Like, that is just sensational, because I was humming and hawing about whether to paint the dash or whether to paint the tops of these, and well, that's just made my mind up. No freaking way we're going to do that. You hear that grunt? I don't know if you heard that grunt. It's one of the possums grunting at me, telling me to shut up, I think. So, any rate, we're not going to do a lot more on it. We'll see. Oh yeah, then we put rust converter on the floor and on the back parcel tray, and all the back of that all got rust converted. We've just done that then. So we just let that dry. Then we'll throw some of the undercoat down, the direct rust, Q rust undercoat primer. We'll just slather that all through the floor. Yeah. And we'll clean those seats up. We may just stick them back in for storage for now until we come back onto it again. We won't bolt them, we'll just throw them back in once they're cleaned. And yeah, we'll see how we go. That might do it, I think. Once I've done that, so it'll be a bit more work. And that might be what we do today on this. I'm going to try to get that, I might try to get that last window out as well. I've got to be very gentle to get that silicone off. So yeah, we may try to get that out as well. And yeah, then that'll do us. We've got to go through and we've got to cut all the wiring out, I think, because we'll just have to rewire it from scratch. This, I'd say, was your start button. So that one's working. This is probably your headlights. I cannot get that moving at this stage, but I've just sprayed it with inox. So we'll see. We'll see if we can take it out later and soak it. The ignition works, so hopefully we can reuse that. And yeah, basically, we might start looking soon at, we might start looking at the doors, putting the winders and what have you all back through it soon, I think. But yeah, and the rear parcel shelf, the wood was knackered, so we'll get a new piece of wood for that. And yeah, all right. I see I'm sweating. I've been working hard. You reckon I do nothing, you guys? Yeah. All right. Well, Reaper, let's get some more done.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we'll make it this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah, I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more, go ask for more. Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? I'm in a race that everybody's chasing fast. They wanna be that someone on the screen at last. They ain't looking inside for their needs in life. They wanna be liked by everybody in sight. But trust me, being free ain't spotlights. No, it's long nights and it's long fights with yourself all the time to get your mind right. But if you put in the work, you can find the light, alright. I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore.
How you going? So, we just finished the video, but I had freaking radio on. That's right. So we would have got a copyright infringement. So we have to do it all again. So there's our interior, all cleaned up. Now we used hopefully this one's better. So we used this stuff I've got I bought in bulk. It's a cleaner, sanitizer, deodorizer. I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty good. It cleans them up pretty good. So we've still got some gunk on this is the back seat that was from the roof. That will slowly come off. As you can see, we've got a little bit of discoloration, some staining. We cannot get rid of that. That's just what happens when they've left it out in the weather. See, that's the original colour because there was parts on top of there. And then here you can see this part was not covered at all. So you can actually see here, that was a window frame. They added window frames, yeah, and there was a big glass here, and you can see there was a part there. Yeah, so we can't do anything about that, but other than that, it's pretty good, eh? There's the back pieces, they come up pretty nice. Inside here, we'll go over here, so that's the seat, so that's what I did there, I just cleared everything clean. This piece here, obviously was a speaker cover, very roached out, as you can see. So I'm humming and hawing whether to put that in as it is, or whether to try to patch it, or whether to paint it. Not really sure yet. Humming and hawing about that. I don't know if you're going to be able to see because we're getting pretty dark, but in here behind that piece, check how nice that. That was like painted wood grain they had in the old day or something. Oh, beautiful. And it's on here. I knew it was here, but have a look. That's what it originally looked like. Oh, very nice. So we're not painting in there, and you can see it actually runs. It runs onto these. It runs onto these as well. So we're not going to... Yeah, I was humming and hawing about painting this. like black or cream or green. I know my steering column's green, but you know that we don't have to keep it green. Yeah, I was having about painting all of these, but yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna leave them because that's beautiful. So we're just having a little dig around in some of the parts just then. Here's our back piece of the seat, and we need to get a new piece of plywood for our rear parcel tray. So that all went good. What else did we do? We painted the boot, as you've seen. I just put our first piece on. There we go. There's our first piece. There's our number plate holder and our number plate light. So there's our first piece we installed. So that's the first piece I could find. I was actually looking for the handle. I couldn't find the handle, but I found that. And that's got a little light globe that goes in that. We'll have to suss that out later. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to find pieces, clean them, and put them in. So this is one of our, so that there was all rusted, and of course, and we gave it the inox treatment. So this is one of our ashtrays. Now, I'm not sure how this is meant to work, but I'm not quite sure how this works. Suppose it goes in. It'd have to go that way, wouldn't it? So these sit, there's some dodgy camera, but they sit like that, don't they? Sorry, I'm facing the wrong one. No, I think it's got to go this way. There we go, that's how that goes. So yeah, I think we need to get some inox onto that, because I'd say that's got to flip out this way, wouldn't it? It'd have to, wouldn't it? I think it would have to. So I've only found one of them so far. The other one should be in there, but I was actually looking for the boot handle, but I don't know which one it is. So I'd say I was thinking it would be like a T handle, but I only just had a little look in this box. I've got all these handles. I've got to try to determine what's what, because I think there's more parts in here than just this car. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be heaps of fun. Not trying to work this out. Oh yeah, the other thing we did, we got the window out. Got the other window out and all that, so we can start looking at that. Putting the windows back in. We've got the floor here cut, so yeah, we can start looking at that. I'm still waiting on the rust converter to dry. That's why I have the fan going on it. So we can't actually paint the floor yet, and I can't put the interior back, like the seats back in, to just get them out of the way. So hopefully tomorrow I'll give that a quick coat in the morning, and yeah, we'll get the fan back in it, and so I want to try to get these seats back in as quick as I can, because they're taking up a lot of room in my shed, and because this was just meant to be a one-day work, just going to do a day on it, but it looks like I might have to do another day on it, but whatever, we'll work it out. So anyway, what else? Is that all we did? I think that's all we did. Painted the boot, you've seen that. Got the window out, we cleaned up all the seats, we've got the floor all scraped and rust converted, and the hole cut out. Yeah. Little bit of progress. Alright. Bit of a boring video probably, but it's got to start somewhere, don't we? So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll go and drop some comments down what you think of the 1940 Chev and what you think of my plan with it. And don't forget, for the newbies, this is our main one at the moment, and we'll be back on that very, very shortly. Alright, so as we do, Bye.